Okay, hi everybody. The Right Spotters are back again. Chris and Shane, and we are here today to talk about money because money's kind of important to most people. As a fitness professional, you're allowed to make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. One avenue, the primary avenue, is helping clients, obviously. But another avenue that we are certainly fans of is building your writing, getting your writing published specifically. Adding a published author to your credential list will put money in your pocket. It will help your business financially. And we're going to go over a little bit about like what to expect, what you probably shouldn't expect, and just kind of navigate the fiscal side of fitness writing. So Shane, what is really your experience with making a living or making some kind of income from your fitness writing?
That's a good question, Chris. So I think trainers who want to be freelance fitness writers have to realize you're still trading time for money. Okay, that's a big thing. The training part is easy, right? We have a certain amount of time with the client. We get paid for it. Writing is a little bit more time intensive. So to produce quality work that gets paid, you're probably not going to get paid what you're worth straight off the bat, right? Particularly when you start, because you want to present your best work. That's going to take some time. You have to write it, you have to edit it, you have to hope they accept it. There's a lot of time that goes into writing. Like, I think people probably don't realize that. Not only the time that it takes for you to write it and you to submit it, but then when you submit it to a website, it takes time for them to do it and reformat it. So producing articles is expensive, right? It's expensive on the website side, but also on the time side for the trainer. So when I first started, basically you can take what you can get. And I think I was offered around $40 for the longest time when I first started writing. My first article I wrote for the Personal Trainer Development Center, I got $100 for that, and I thought that was great. But yeah, I was just happy to get a foot in the door. And I think when you're beginning to be a freelance fitness writer and you want to make it a thing, you just have to have that foot in the door attitude at the start, not haggle, because you are definitely not going to get paid what you're worth. You just got to think getting a foot in the door. What are your thoughts, Chris?
I think that's definitely a great way to approach it. Especially if you're an established trainer but an inexperienced writer, you're most likely going to be treated as an inexperienced writer because you haven't proven yourself on that end. You could have 10, 12 years coaching clients and working at top-notch facilities, but if you don't have that written content, you're still essentially a gamble for a website to publish. That's a good reason to keep a blog, to showcase that you know how to write. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a trainer online that I've wanted to pull in and offer writing assignments, but I could not find any demonstration that they knew how to write. On any social, it's all video content, and videos are great, but they don't show me you can put together some paragraphs. So you need it, or it certainly helps to have some online writing portfolio, whether it's a blog, whether it's even long-form social media posts, if you want to get published, because then editors will be a little more likely to say, yes, I want you to write about deadlifts. Yes, I want to pay you to write about a fat loss workout. I think also you touched on rates, and like you said, you don't haggle. Like that's just not a thing.
Yeah.
Unless you're a very experienced writer, because then again, you bring that much more authority and credibility and that much more benefit to the site. So a site has more reason to publish you. If you have 15 or 20 published articles, you might be able to say to a website, I need this much, I need $300 if you want me to write an article for you. And they'll take it or they won't take it. Or they'll negotiate or you won't. But you can't expect your hourly training rate to carry over to written publications. It's definitely not going to be a one-for-one.
I think, and this is just going to be slightly off topic. So we've talked about having a blog as being important, having some type of online presence. So if you want to write and you want to get paid for writing, I think one of the best things trainers can do if they want to get paid to write is do guest posts. I mean, I wrote guest posts for Tony Gentilcore for 5, 6, 7 years. And when I got hired by Barbend, the only reason I got hired by Barbend is because I wrote for Tony. That's it. So I think if you're serious about having another stream of income as a writer, yes, have a blog, but 2, guest posts are the way to go. Guest posts get your name out there and get recognized. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get back on topic now.
No, that's great because it's another way of proving you can write, and that's always going to help. In terms of the rate that you may or may not be paid, you do also need to, there's a lot of factors involved. Like you were saying, Shane, you need to write the article, you need to self-edit it, like we're always saying. You need to send it. The site's editor needs to publish it, needs to work on it. Eventually they'll publish it, and generally you don't really get paid until it's been published. Sure. So there could be a big window between you sitting down to write the article and sending it out until you finally get paid for the article. So it's really an investment in time.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It also has to do with, if it takes you 4 hours to write an article and you get paid $100, then you earn $25 an hour for that article. That's how it works. You've worked 4 hours, you could pay that much. If you become a better writer and you can write quality content more quickly, and you can write that same article, the same length with the same information in 2 hours, then you just doubled your hourly rate by improving your writing skills, which is also why
we have this.
This is what we can help with.
Yeah.
That's why it's worth building your writing skills and becoming a better writer, because you can write better quality more efficiently and more quickly and make the same money. So you're making more per hour if you break it down. It's like switching from one-on-one training to small group training. You're getting more clients for that same hour's worth of work. You're making more income per hour, which from a business standpoint, it's a good decision. Yeah.
You just not confuse efficiency and quality, because quality is obviously what we're after. So being efficient is great, and reducing how long it takes you to write an article, but let's not have a corresponding drop in quality as well. That's one of the reasons you should hire us.
Well,
subtle, right?
Subtle.
No,
definitely. Quality, like we've said all the time, quality writing is ultimately what matters. If you turn in a good article, you're more likely to get published because it's easier on the website's side. Whatever website you're looking at, they want good work. And if the editor on site has to spend 4 hours improving your work versus spending an hour and a half to improve your work, again, that's better workflow. That's better use of time. That's a more efficient process because you turned in higher quality. So it all comes back to writing well and submitting good content, which is written well and written clearly and formatted the way the website needs it formatted. Like different websites have different layouts. We've talked about this before. If you're writing, if you want to write, if you want to be published on the website, know how articles will end up looking, what kind of sections they use, what kind of headers they use, where they might insert images. You don't have to insert images yourself, but just anticipate.
Yeah.
So know the website you want to appear on and tailor your writing formatting to that site. That will make it easier for the editor to work with, and they'll notice, and it will help everything.
Okay, so for example, because I write for Muscle and Fitness, all their headlines are all caps. Yeah, so all their headlines are all caps, right? So if you were to submit an article to Muscle and Fitness, say all your headlines should be all caps. That was just an example I wanted to use.
No, that's exactly it. That's, you know, and that's approaching it with professionalism and knowing, you know, taking a little extra step, not that much extra time, but a little extra step, a little bit of extra effort to turn in a good piece that they will want to publish. Whether it's an all caps thing, whether, I know certain websites call the triceps exercise a push down, some call it a press down. It's the same movement. Yeah. So if you know which variation of terms a website uses, do that. It'll save the editor a minute and a half from having to copy paste and find and replace.
Okay, I'm going to go off topic again. Warning. So I wrote a while back, I wrote an article for Muscle and Fitness. It was on the Bulgarian split squat. And I called it a rear foot elevated split squat, right? The internet lost their shit. They really did. They just said, that's just a long word for a split squat. And I basically said, it doesn't matter what you call it. But it's amazing how people get tied to a name. But okay, I'm done.
I love a good sidetrack. No, that's valid. That's not a sidetrack. That's valid.
Oh God, I got reamed pretty good. I got reamed real good for that one. That's right. Oh God, yeah, it was okay. It was fine. I got to fix it.
Angry at something? What? No.
Yeah.
But so it really comes back to that. Just if you want to be paid for an article, if you want to be paid for anything, do a good job. That's what it comes down to, which sounds so silly to have to explain. But, you know, just you're going to be paid to write, so you should turn in a good piece of writing. If you're being paid to be a trainer, you should provide results. You know? Yeah. So just to tie back, if you're getting your foot started in fitness writing, you can totally be paid. It can totally be a revenue source, but don't expect to make the same money that you do training, because it's a different service.
It's true.
Okay. If you're an experienced fitness writer, you already know you can make money writing, because you probably are. But you can't always, again, not every website will be able to match your, if you have a set rate for writing, not every website will be able to match that, just based on the site itself, the site's profitability, whatever they have available, their budget. Relatively bigger site versus one that's just getting started, that'll affect your fees. But don't necessarily shy away from relatively smaller websites. Like, being published is still being published. It's still on the web. It's still going to help you. It's still building your authority, your online authority, and your credibility. So you want to get writing, get your blog going, get your long form social post going, get some writing evidence that you can put together some coherent thoughts clearly, and then just get out there, get networking with other colleagues that maybe have been published already. They might be able to get you a foot in the door. Search whatever websites you want to look at, or whatever you want to appear on, rather. Pretty much everyone has a contact me or want to write for us. There are guidelines, and really tailor your pieces to the site you want to appear on. So don't use a general template and send it out, broadly.
Good point. Excellent point. And just to further your point. So what being paid to, I've talked about before, writing and training come from the same place, they feed into each other. And when you become better at one, you become better at the other. So when you become better at writing and you're paid to be a better writer, that's going to transfer into your coaching too. It's not just one thing, it's both. It really, really is. And I can say that firsthand with me, only because my clients see me as an authority. Because, you know, I have muscle and fitness pictures hanging in my gym, right? Been in their magazine. They're like, whoa, look at that. You must know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. There's that. So one feeds the other is what I'm trying to say.
No, I totally agree with you. Again, I'm not an active trainer, but that I was a trainer for 10 years or so definitely informs the way I edit and the way I read fitness editing, because I have a different eye. I have a different eye for that exercise explanation doesn't make sense, or they forgot this step, or whatever it is. So they definitely feed in each other. So I just wanted just to tie back to just general rates, and like really what to expect if you're getting into writing. However experienced you are as a trainer, like, don't necessarily think you're going to match a significant monthly or weekly income. Really, not really weekly. It's going to be monthly at best, from writing. Like I've seen, like Shane has said, he got paid $40 when he started for an article that took him however long to write. Probably more than an hour, I'm going to guess.
Long time.
Okay. But I've seen some websites pay several $100s for an article. So if you can make $400, you can find a site that pays $400, $500 for an article, and you can sit down and turn out something good. Over time, in a quarter, in 3 months, you might be able to make a significant amount of money. Like certainly not to replace your training. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to replace your primary source of income, but as an additional revenue stream for relatively little time invested, depending on your writing skill and how long it takes you to actually write, you could make some serious change by adding writing to your business arsenal.
Makes my wife very happy.
Say what?
It makes my wife very happy. Just as a side note.
Make more money, makes your family happy. Take care of it. Go provide.
Yeah. But no, you're exactly right. It is. And it does. It is. Now, let's say you really have to enjoy it. And at the beginning, you really not have to think about how much money you're going to earn from it. You just want to get good and want to get your foot in the door. But once those things happen, it is a legitimate source of income that not only feeds your bank account, it feeds your coaching too.
Love it. I think that's a good wrap up. That's a great summary.
Thanks, Chris.
So I think we're good. If you guys have any other questions about writing, how to write better, how to write faster, how to make more money, check out thewritespotters.com. Email us, find us on social @thewritespotters, and we will catch you guys next time. Thanks.
Bye, guys.